Hi everyone, welcome to Java Techie. In most of the application, whenever we need to model a one-to-many relationship, then the default choice to go for either at the rate one-to-many or at the rate many-to-one approach. But in many real-world scenarios, this approach introduces more complexity. For example, let's say you want to map a customer with multiple address or an order with multiple items where you just need to store a simple list along with the parent. But for that, what we usually do? We create a separate entity, one for parent, one for child. Then for child, we define ID, and then we do manage the relationship from parent to child, one to many. Then again, from child to parent at the rate many to one, which is kind of bidirectional mapping. All of this just for a simple list that doesn't even need its own identity. So the question is, do we really need all of this every time? What if I tell you you can avoid this complexity by using just two simple annotations? There are two different annotations which you can use to avoid one to many in some specific use case. So those annotations are at the rate element collection and at the rate embeddable. So in this video, let's deep dive into these annotations, and it's very important to know when to use them and when not. Okay? Alright. So without any further delay, let's get started. So first, let's go with one simple use case where you have order object and a order can have multiple order item. Now if you'll go and check the order item has a field called ID, product name and quantity. Now let's first try to understand how this particular mapping work with at the rate one to many and at the rate many to one bidirectional. Then we'll refactor the code using at the rate element collection and at the rate embeddable. Then we'll try to compare both the approach. Then at the end of this video, you will have enough knowledge to choose when to go for at the rate one to many and when to go for at the rate element collection approach. So if you'll go to the order entity, we have defined field called ID, which will be auto generated. Then we have customer name. Then one order can map to multiple order item. That is the reason at the rate one to many. One order to many order item and mapped by order, cascade all orphan removal true. So if you don't know what is cascade and orphan removal, all these individual attributes, I have dedicated video for same. I will share the link in video description. You can refer to that. Now if you go to the order item is also having few field, and the main thing you need to observe, from order item to order entity, we have at the rate many to one mapping. Many order item can map to a single order object. So this is what the bidirectional mapping we have done in this particular example. Now if you'll check the order service, I have simple methods. Create the order. While creating the order, we also manage mapping the order ID in the item object. Then I have defined get all methods to fetch all the order, and then get order by product name. Okay, these are three simple methods I have defined. But now you tell me here, or you try to figure out yourself, does this order item need its own identity? Do we need to share these order items with other entities, or will you able to load directly order item without order object? Is there any real-time need of it? When you place the order in Flipkart or Amazon or any retail platform, usually it create a single order object or it create a single order ID. With that, user added multiple items. Let's say at one go, I want to purchase mobile, watch and laptop, all these three products. Okay, so I'll go to the Flipkart or Amazon. Then I'll simply place an order. Now I have single order initiated, but as part of that order, I have multiple order items which I always need to track with the order ID, not with the item ID, right? So for that reason, this order has multiple order items to just store as a list so that user can track, okay, this is the order ID. For this order ID, user order these many things. If that is the case, then why should I take the extra headache of mapping this particular order item? Because this is just a list I want to save along with the order object. So for that, I no need to take the headache of association mapping or entity mapping, correct? So that things can be avoidable using @element collection and @embeddable. Okay, so we'll come to that in a moment. But first, let's run the application and we'll see how this one-to-many mapping map the entity in database. Okay, then it will be dead easy for you to understand. So it created two table, orders and order item. Then it added the foreign key. That foreign key is nothing your order ID, and that will be added as a foreign key to this order item. Okay, that you can visualize once we persist some record to the DB. Now since it is up and running, let me open the Swagger. Then go to the post request. But before that, first let me validate whether table is generated or not. Yeah, we can see the two table. And if I execute this, there will be no record as such. There is no record. Okay. Now what we can do, let's go to the Swagger and let's trigger this post request. I'll add the payload. Let's say customer name. I'll give Basant. Then let it be laptop, mouse and keyboard. Now execute it. So you can see here ID will be auto generated, so it started from 1, and even for child, which will be order item, the ID will be auto generated, so it started from 1 to 3. Okay, and quantity also 1, 2 and 1. Now check the database. Order table only have the field called ID and customer name Basant. Now in order item, you will see 3 different item object mapped to the same order ID. Okay, let's check that. Can you see here? This is the item ID 1, 2, 3. Product name is this, quantity is this, and all these 3 product mapped to the same order ID, because the single order, with the single order I placed 3 different items, and for that to just store the list, I am doing the mapping, entity mapping one to many and many to one from the child to parent, which is even not required. Now if you will try to fetch the records, let's go to the get orders, try it out, execute. You will see order with its items. Okay, now if you check, let's say you take any product name, then go to the search endpoint, try it out, give the product name, execute it, you will get all the product. Okay, that is fine, but we really don't need this mapping. Now you might have a question, hey Basant, if you are saying will not go with the one to many or many to many, how this mapping I can do? How in the child entity I can map what order ID it belongs to? Don't worry, for that @ElementCollection and @embeddable, they will handle it. You no need to take the headache of it. Okay, now let's understand how we can use those two annotations. First, remove these annotations. I don't want this child to be entity. I just want it as a embeddable collection. Okay, so you can remove this ID generation as well, and you can also remove these mapping. Then go to the parent. In the parent, let it be we need an ID of it. You just need to remove this mapping. So in the parent order table, what you can do, order can have collection of order item, right? So you can simply define your @ElementCollection. This particular order can have list of order item. So that is the reason you have defined @ElementCollection here. here you can simply define at the rate embeddable annotation. And if you observe, these annotations came from Jakarta persistence. Same for at the rate element collection. That's it. It's very simple, right? So order, which is a parent, define okay, this can have list of object which is nothing element collection, and I want to store a embeddable document or embedded document this order item. I just want to store them as a list of order item, and simply I want to map this order item belongs to which order id. So for that reason I have defined at the rate embeddable. If you see, now this particular entity order item or this particular object will not have any entity. Can you see here any entity annotation? I don't want to create a individual table for this. Rather, I want this table to be embedded for this particular order object. Okay, and I don't have any ID mapping for this, because whenever I want to load the order object, I want to load the order item, because that is what my use case. Because this order item I'm just storing as a dummy list to track the order. That's the simple use case I'm doing here. So for that, why should I create the table and do the mapping and take the headache of entity mapping and all, right? So I can simply go with at the rate embeddable and at the rate element collection. So basically it depends on the use case. If you have a child or you want to store a child object order item which don't even need its own identity, which you don't want to query them individually, or which you don't want to load them individually, then you can go for these element collection and embeddable. For example, I have customer, and customer can have address 1, address 2. So this child list will not be more than 5 or 6. Usually it will be 2, right, for customer to address. Similarly, order can have item 1, item 2, item 3. I can go for item 4 as well. So max I can place 10 or 15 order. The limit will be within 20. So in such case, if your child element is just a collection and the count is not more, then go for element collection and embeddable. If your child object can have millions of records, then as usual go for at the rate one to many or many to one or any entity mapping. Okay, so remember this point. If your child or the collection you want to store will not have more size or the data will be not more, then go for this element collection and embeddable. If it is more, it will be difficult to query, right? So you need a id for it to query. So in that case you can go for the default entity mapping. Now what we can do, let's delete the dv first. Order and order item, first delete it, then we'll see how these two annotation create the table and map the things. Let me restart the application. We got the compilation error because this mapping is also not required. Here explicitly we are mapping order id to the order item object, right? This is also not required. Remove it. Again restart. Now if you see the console, it creates the table order item. Now if you observe the order item entity, did I define at the rate entity or at the rate table anything? No, right? Then who create this table for me? That is the beauty of using this at the rate embeddable. Okay, since in the parent we are saying the child can have list of element, collection of element, and we also define embeddable. It create the table for you to just maintain the mapping as a dummy mapping. Okay, now if you see the console again, it also manage the primary key foreign key mapping. Can you see here order id, reference to the order id? All good, clear it. Now go and check the table. There will be no record since we removed it. Now if I'll refresh it first, let me see the table name. It created the table called order underscore item. Order underscore item. Execute it. What is there, guys? Does this entity has its own ID? No. This will be your order ID. Okay, so let's execute the request, then we'll understand. Go to the post, I'll trigger the same request, so it persists. Can you see here? Now if you'll go and check the DV, check the order table first, you will have ID1 and username Basant or the customer name Basant. Then check the second table, which is the actual mapping one. Execute this. Can you see here? Product name, laptop, mouse, keyboard, this is the quantity, and all these three product map to the order ID 1. Now if I'll do one thing, I will just trigger another request, execute it. ID is 2, order ID is 2. Now this order ID 2 will map to these three items. Now if we'll go and check the table, order ID 2 map to these three table, these three product name, and these are the quantity. Now who create this mapping? This mapping created by @ElementCollection and @embeddable annotation. I have not explicitly defined to just map the primary key of order ID or primary key of order table in this order item as a foreign key. This will be handled internally using these two annotation. Okay, so always remember, if your child don't need any identity and the size is less, it will not cross. See, for particular order ID, max how many order you can place. For order ID, max I can place 20 or 50. Not, I cannot place 1 lakh order, right? For a specific order ID. So it depends on your use case how you want to handle it. If the child entity size will be not more, then go for this ElementCollection or @embeddable. Okay, so yes, if you found this use case in your project, try to replace one to many with ElementCollection and embeddable, because definitely you will find more use case in real time project. Okay, so always you no need to go for association mapping or entity mapping. We can simply avoid that using these two annotations. So do one thing, just give a try and let me know if you have any doubts in comment section. Till then, happy coding, happy learning. I'll see you in the next video.